I'm going to slice and dice you just like Julia Child. Today, I want to talk about Anomalous Subsurface Environment, which was made for Labyrinth Lord, which is a retro clone of BX, the basic by Moldave and expert set by Zeb Cook. So, our opening picture is a nice little picture of a bunch of Morlocks fighting some adventurers, and there's an ape picking up a dwarf by his shields, about to throw him in the stew pot. And in the background, you can see an idol that looks a lot like the first edition player's handbook. So this tells you what this module's about. So this is produced by, let's see, Henchmen Abuse, written by Patrick Wetmore, and it's so close to the way we used to play first edition advanced D&D that I accused one of my fellow players of using Patrick Wetmore as an alias, because it's so I recognized his writing style. But it's not just a module, it's an entire campaign world. Campaign world in which you are on Earth in the far future, when civilization has collapsed and the world is ruled by sorcerer kings. Each has their own little fiefdom in the land. And look at, this is a section of the world. See, there's the Worthless Waste, the Forbidden Whale, the Eater of Cities, the Ceratopsian Plains, there's Ruins, the Western Interior Sea, the Offshore Arcology, the Saurian Lowlands, the Lanthanide Wastes, and Denethryx, the city, which is where adventures begin here. This is a little different than many campaign worlds in that clerics are satellites orbiting the Earth. And if you're a cleric, which one grants you spells depends on which one is overhead. You might get instructions from different gods. There's a whole bunch of them to choose from. In addition to the regular gods, there's also the Cult of Science and the Church of Starry Wisdom. Okay, so it's the land of 1,000 towers. Okay, so it fleshes out Denethryx quite a bit here, and some of the personalities. Here's a map of the city, and some of the things that go on inside Denethryx. But the real, and here's the local area around Denethryx. But the real great thing about this is the tables. There's like a table of rumors, like, for example, the God's Eye in the Church of Starry Wisdom doesn't even work. There's unusual curios, like skeleton of a three-headed fanged snake held together with wire. There's shops in the greater Denethryx area, like megalosculpting. Random city events, like a duel. Two dandies have finally had it with each other, and it's pistols at 20 paces in the middle of the street. There's city encounters, like 1d4 slavers and their wares, 2d8 slaves. There's dangers in the city, like just what have they been getting up to at the academy? 1d8 zombies, their veins filled with thick blue sludge. Town and city encounters, like 2d6 refugees fleeing tyrannical wizards headed towards Denethryx. There's good, clean country violence, like a mob of 2d12 angry halflings looking to take on a few tall folk. There's fashion for the wealthy gentleman, like Richly dyed leather jacket with multiple zippers, over silk shirt and leather pants. Look out, world, this dandy is tough with a capital T. Halt culture for ladies of means, like white shorts and low-cut pastel polo shirt, and a sweater that tied around the waist in case it gets chilly. The sporting look suits you, Muffy. Barkeepers of Denethrax. Silent Nigel. His tongue was cut out when he was captured by a particularly cruel pack of goblins. I have a horrible secret, like I'm deeply in love with a flesh-eating monster. Rustic villagers, like Rhett Cruda, middling farmer and toughest man in the village. The urban poor, like Two-Nose Sam, a obsequious beggar and Two-Nose mutant. The bourgeoisie, like Bethane Madrak, a frigid assistant subcommissioner of city planning. The opulent, like Paul Maryland, shareholder of the bank, involvable and condescending prey. There's aliens like Grold, a male dwarf with grizzled landside prospector. And it goes into some of the deities like the goddess of things, the god of flowering herbs, the goddess of love, god of history, god of ambushes, god of conspiracies, the god of pits, the god of cold, the god of humility, the goddess of baldness. Lots of interesting gods. Each of these is a satellite orbiting overhead, and if you're a cleric, which one you have to obey depends on which one's overhead, and you contact them with video phones located in temples. Henchmen for hire, like Rollo the Dwarf, believes he's cursed to die violently beneath the earth along with all his heirs. And then there's some post-apocalyptic equipment, including things like pistols and shotguns, machine guns, laser pistols. So it's a lot like we played when we thought that Advanced D&D and Gamma World were the same game. There's a night at the inn, costs, occasionally tapeworm-free meals, quality fare, food for the fancy lad. And then it goes into some of the wizards who rule from the towers and rule little parts of the land, like Canis, Lord of Hounds, and Monsantor, Lord of the Stalks. But, yeah, so that's the campaign world, but this is also a mega dungeon. And so there's a little Mokhtar lair to begin with. And then you get to like an opening layer, the gatehouse. Then, let's find that page. You get, here it is, the map. Now this map is really big, and so it's drawn really tiny. They tried to fit all on one page by making it really small, and it was really hard for me to read the numbers sometimes. As it turns out, the authors assumed that you would buy the PDF where you could blow it up to be as big as you want. And so you need to buy the PDF separately, because there's not that many pictures in the key here. Let's see if I can find some. But yeah, the first level has things like Morlocks and Bat Boys. These blind creatures that use sound instead of vision. There's some unique magic items like Amulet of Vampiric Health, Circlet of Meat Detection, also known as the Cannibal's Crown, the Malicious Mirror. But there's some really cool monsters in here, like the Blade Zombie, which we saw in the back here, and the Cornstalk Warriors that serve Monsantor. And there's automatons, the Doberman who served the Dog Lord. That's a dungeon elemental. Here's a dust ghost. And that thing appears to be a minion of Farron, Exterminator. And there's a Jawhead, a Mokhtar. If you've ever seen Thundar the Barbarian and the Moks, there they are. It's sort of like Wookiees. This is my favorite, the Sasquatron. It looks a lot like a certain Doctor Who monster. Unfortunately, its role in this is there's just one of them, and it's not that big. That's kind of disappointing. So anyway, that is Anomalous Subsurface Environment. And the Blade Zombie appears to have a point.